Haumitakeapi. Welcome everyone. Years ago, when I still lived in South Dakota, around 1989 or so, I was in this one band, and in this band, I met a really nice, cool guy who was playing the bass guitar. And his name is Willis White Man, and he's a Northern Cheyenne Arapaho Indian guy out of the Wind River Indian Reservation. He's a really cool guy, number one. Yeah, he was a very, very good friend of mine. Willis and I had a lot of good conversations, and from some of these conversations, he was telling me about some songs that he had written and that how he never got the opportunity to record his songs. And that always stayed with me. Also, during my time in this band, I learned a lot of important things. I wasn't in the band very long, but I was really thankful for the time that I spent with the band because there were some good times in there. And I'm really glad I had the experience because it taught me things that I still needed to learn concerning the music business and performing and, things like that. So I really am very thankful for that time that I spent in the band. And after I left the band, I got a job with our tribal university as a library services director, and so I could provide for my family and pay bills and so forth. And so I just stayed focused on that. And I was able to slowly save up a little money here and there after paying for everything and making sure my family was provided for. If there was anything left, I would save that, and I ended up making my own recording studio. The home recording technology was really developing fast. So I was able to get a recording machine and other equipment that I needed. So now I have my own recording studio. I just recorded a couple of my songs, and I wanted to get more experience on it by recording other people. So by this time, it's about 1993, and I called up Willis as I still had his telephone number. And so we had a talk. I said, "Hey, Willis, it's me, David Little Elk. If you don't know if you remember me, hey, Dave," he said, "I recognize your voice," he said. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "How are you doing?" He said, "Yeah, I'm just doing, he's a carpenter. Yeah, so he makes houses." And he said, "Yeah, he's doing okay," and stuff like that. I asked him, I said, "You remember that time you said that you wrote some songs and you always wanted to get them recorded?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what, Willis," I said, "I got a recording studio now." "Hey, really?" He said. So I said, "Yeah." I said, "Why don't we schedule a meeting?" I said, "Bring up an acoustic, or I think I can do something here." I didn't have an acoustic at the time. And I said, "What we could do," I said, "is sing me the songs, yeah, your songs. Sing them to me using an acoustic guitar, and we'll just get a rough draft of the song, and then we'll talk about how we're going to arrange this, and then," I said, "I'll get everything set up, and then I will start recording things, and then when it's time for you to come up," because he lives 2 hours away, yeah, so we had to plan this. And so I said, maybe when it's time for you to record your parts, yeah, the bass guitar, or maybe a guitar part, and his singing, of course, he's going to sing his own songs. So I said, when that time comes, you can come up and we can record that at that time, but I'll work on the basic tracks in the meantime. So we had a meeting about 2 weeks later. He drove up, brought an acoustic with him, and we had a nice talk. It was good to see him again, yeah, because I hadn't seen him By this time, I hadn't seen him for 4 years. But it was like yesterday. Yeah, we were right with our brotherhood again. So we were having a good time. He had 3 songs. So I got them recorded in a rough draft, like a musical sketch pad, and then he left the lyrics with me, and then we were talking about arranging it and so forth, and then I said, okay, the next couple of weeks I'll get the main tracks down, the basic tracks, and then I said, when I'm done, I'll give you a call, then you can come up and you can put your parts on, then after that I'll mix it. Sounds cool, he said. So we had a little snack, and then he drove back to where he's from, which is about 2 hours away, like I said. At the time, he lived in a town called Pierre, South Dakota. That is the state capital of South Dakota. So I started working on the 3 songs, and when that was finished, I called him up and I said, okay, it was about 2 weeks later. I said, it's time for you to come up now. I said, so whenever you're ready. He said, yeah, I can come up this weekend. So he said, all right. So he came up and told him to bring whatever instruments he needed, and we set up and got that stuff recorded and had a damn good time in the studio. Yeah, it was really nice. And he really loved what we'd done. Yeah. I gave him a premix, so he took it back. He was playing it for all his friends and peer, and boy, they were loving it. It's like, man, we got something here. Yeah, there's something special here. I played the drums on his songs. And so then Willis was saying, I got to introduce you to Daryl. Daryl Lockwood. He's from the 3 affiliated tribes in North Dakota. These are the Mandan, Hidatsa, the Arikara tribes. And Daryl also is a songwriter, and he's a really good singer too. Daryl and Willis, they played in a country band from the Crow Creek Sioux Reservation, and Daryl was married to a woman from that reservation. That's why Daryl is there. And Crow Creek Sioux Reservation, the main town there is called Fort Thompson, so that's where they live. And so Daryl and Willis were always in touch with each other because they're in the same band. Yeah, they would perform in that area. It's a dance band. It's all covers, and they play mostly country music and maybe like some 50s and 60s classic rock kind of thing, like Hang On Sloopy. Good songs, yeah. Anywho, so it was summertime. I think it was, maybe 1993 by this time. Not too sure. 1990, summer of 93. Yeah, because we just finished with Willis's stuff. So they were going to perform on the Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation. There was a dance they were going to perform at. And it was going to be in a town called Eagle Butte, which is just a half hour east from where I live. So Daryl and Willis dropped in early before they're going to play. I think they stopped in about 7 o'clock. Their performance was from 9 o'clock in the evening. So they stopped in about 7, and we had some coffee, and I got to meet Daryl for the first time. And we had a really good talk, and I played the recordings that I did for Willis. They really liked it. Yeah. Daryl was like, wow, this is really, really good. And so I said to Daryl, I said, yeah, Willis was telling me that you have some songs too. And he said, yeah, but I haven't sung them in years. And I said, I need some experience with my machines here. I said, I just recorded a couple of my songs and Willis's songs, and I said, I would like to record your songs just for fun. Yeah, let's do this. And he was like, okay. So I asked Daryl to send me a cassette tape with him on acoustic just to sing his songs so that I get a feeling of it. I know what key they're in and things like that. So we decided to do that, and then they went to their dance, and I couldn't go watch them because I had something else to do. And so they went, and then I was feeling nice. Yeah, I was happy because, yeah, I'm making another musical friend here. And I just got a good vibe from Daryl. A really, really, really good vibe. He's a really nice guy. And so, yeah, a couple days later, I got a cassette tape in the mail, and we talked over the phone. He gave me his phone number too. So we talked over the phone after I heard it, and so I started doing the same process that I had done with Willis's songs. And again, we had three songs. So I got that finished, and then we arranged for a time for Daryl and Willis to come up because Daryl wasn't sure how to get to where I live. So he came up with Willis because by this time Willis had come to the house several times. And so they both came and we had a good time. We recorded Daryl singing his parts and some drums, and of course Willis with some bass. And then we finished some other things on Willis's recordings too. And Daryl had some ideas concerning the drum parts in Willis's songs, so we changed that. And we got it all done, and then they went back to where they're from, and then I proceeded to mix everything. And then maybe a couple of weeks, I finished it. I sent both of them copies of all six songs, and they really liked it. And their family and their friends really liked it too. And so I thought, hey, you guys want to form a band? I thought, yeah, let's form a band and we can do cover tunes just like all the other bands, but then we can do our serious stuff on the side. And they were for it, yeah. And it was kind of interesting because late that year, still 1993, I think it was in the fall of 1993, the guitar player in the country band that they were in disappeared. No foul play. It's just that he's known to do that. He just decides to take a walkabout. Nobody knows where he is. A couple months later, he'll be calling from Albuquerque or San Francisco. I don't know. He doesn't tell anybody where he's going to go. He just takes off, and then nobody knows what he does either. Yeah, but he does this without telling anybody. And it's just hell for this band because sometimes they'll have performances scheduled and then he's nowhere to be found. And then they have to try to find a replacement guitarist last minute, and they struggle with that, yeah, because the other guitar players might be in another band and they're already doing something. Well, this one weekend they were again performing in Eagle Butte, and they said, "Yeah, the guitar player disappeared. Can you come in and sit in with us?" And so I said, "Okay, why not?" Yeah, so I went there, brought my guitar and amp, set up with them, and wow, we really kicked good. Yeah, we just really, really were in the same vibe really fast. And when the performance was over, the three of us were talking. There's four people in that band. There was a singer that played rhythm guitar, but that person was totally country. Yeah. They told me they had a vote if they should keep me in or not. Daryl and Willis wanted me in, so I was in the band. The experience was good for me because we're playing live, and now I'm really connecting with Daryl and Willis a lot. And there were about half of the time of the dances. They're 4 hours long, from 9 o'clock in the evening to 1 o'clock in the morning, with some breaks. Yeah, but half of that time, this country singer sits out, and so it's just the three of us. So when it's the three of us, holy crap! Yeah, we're ZZ Top, we're Brownsville Station, where we really rocked the place. It was really good. People would be on the floor and shaking their bodies all kinds of ways, like they all got the Holy Ghost. Hey. No, it really got wild. Yeah, but it was just the three of us. It really went crazy doing Chuck Berry and Rolling Stones and things like that. Even some Van Halen, and we did all kinds of things when it was just the three of us. I was with this band for maybe 3, 4 years. Yeah, 3 or 4 years, and we played a lot, and we really had fun. Oh, that was, like I said, we had a psychic connection somehow. Yeah, the three of us, Daryl, Willis, and I, and it was so fun driving, middle of the night and stopping at an all-night truck stop to have breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning, coming back from the Yankton Sioux Reservation or something like that. Yeah, it was really, really good times. Those are some of the best times in my life. Yeah, and not just my musical life, but my life, because they were like my brothers. They're just amazing people, amazing musicians. And Willis was really a blues man, yeah. And sometimes we'd play his songs as part of our set too, and the people would just go, "Wow, yeah, the guy could really sing from the heart." And we sang some of Daryl's too, and they just came on really good in the live performances. And I like to think of these times, yeah, because these were good times. And yeah, we had a little bit of difficulties, but we always learned from it and we became better for it. We became closer and stronger to each other for it. And as a result, our musical bond was even stronger after that. So we were all, mature and were able to talk and listen and celebrate and support one another. Was so nice. It was the best band I was ever in my life, called Counting Coup. Now, the name is referring to how the tribes used to battle before European contact. These tribes that use this system resided mainly in the Great Plains. And this is like from what today is known as somewhere around North Texas, clear up into southern Canada region in the center of the North American continent. These tribes had a system of warfare where there were 7 levels of honor. And the most honorable thing you could do was to tap your enemy with a stick, and this would be considered a humiliation. So this was considered honorable back then. And these sticks they were like coup sticks. They might have a rock on it or something. So what they would do is they would ride into among the enemies, and then they would try to knock each other down with the stick. And once you are tapped, you're out. It's kind of like a game in a way. And so if you were tapped by your enemy, and that means you were caught off guard, and your fellow warriors, if they see that, they might give you a hard time about that. They might tease you or whatever about, hey, what kind of warrior are you? You let the enemy count coup on you. So that's this activity, using the stick to touch the enemy without them knowing it. This is called counting coup. Now, the word coup is a French word, and this was the most honorable thing you could do in battle, The worst thing you could do was kill your enemy, the family, his family. That was the worst thing. So in the ancient times when tribes went to battle with each other, it wasn't about killing each other. That was the worst thing you could do. But it still happened. There were still people who did kill. It was not a perfect world back then. But that was not an honorable thing either. You did not get any honors for killing your enemy. And the reason behind this is based on having respect for your enemy, because you never know. Maybe in the future you might need his help, or maybe he needs your help. So you respect your enemy. You don't have to agree with him, but you respect him because he needs the sun, he needs water to drink, he needs air to breathe, and he needs food from the earth too. And he's a provider for his family. So if you kill the enemy, you're really attacking his family too. You're forcing them maybe to go without, and that's not good. That's not a good communication whatsoever. So this is the reason why killing was not seen as an honorable thing. It was the worst thing you could do in battle. But like I said, it wasn't the perfect world, and some people still killed anyway. But that's how it was. Yeah. So this counting coup is about being able to get the best of your enemy. Yeah, by tapping him with your coup stick so that he's unaware. Yeah. So you got the best of him, so to speak. And everybody's still alive. Yeah, everybody can still be with their families and so forth. So this is where that term is coming from, this system of warfare that used to exist in the Great Plains of North America. So we decided to, what are we going to call ourselves? So how about counting coup? I don't even remember whose idea that was. I'm kind of thinking it was Willis's idea. I'm not too sure. But we liked it, yeah. Sometimes when we played certain songs, Willis would play guitar and I would play the bass. And it was really fun playing with these guys. It was the best band I ever played in. And it was cool that we were all from different tribes. But in this band, it was so cool playing live, where when we start jamming and turning a song, into a really long jam, and we seem to have a telepathic communication with each other, which I've never had in any band that I was ever in. And it seemed like we just knew, by looking at each other, what we're going to do next. And we always were observing the crowd. And, when they're really having a good time and the song is really good, we'll look at each other, and then somebody will make a certain motion with their eyes because our hands are all, we're either playing guitar or playing drums. And then we know when to extend the song, extend the solo, add another solo, or, just keep going, or to stop the song, yeah, to end the song. It was so cool to be in a band like that. And yeah, we played all over the place. We played in many different reservations, and it was so fun. It was just, really, these guys were like my brothers. Yeah, we're all musicians, and we all write songs, and we can play several instruments. Daryl, even though he was the drummer, he could play the acoustic guitar. And Willis, he could play guitar and bass. And as for me, as I said, I was a guitar player. And one of the highlights was when we played on the Yankton Sioux reservation. We were able to record it. Yeah, somebody had a cassette player and just put it on the table, and as we were playing, yeah. And then I got a copy of that cassette, and you can, in some places, you can hear the crowd, and it was just exciting. Yeah, it was just really nice. And I'm going to play one of those songs for you. Okay, I'm going to put it on, and you can see what I mean. After the song, I'm going to talk a little bit more. Okay, so please stay with the video, keep listening, and I'll talk a little bit more after the song. Okay, so check out this one. Okay, that's a song called Some Kind of Wonderful. And that was Daryl singing. He's playing drums and singing at the same time. It was a favorite song of all of ours, and this song always went really good wherever we performed. But like I said, I really like thinking about the times, the experiences that I've had with this band, both on and off the stage. A lot of funny times, yeah, really funny times, and some really special, interesting times too. Yeah, one time we performed for a New Year's dance on the Pine Ridge Sioux Reservation. I don't remember the town, whether it was in Pine Ridge or Oglala, because we did perform in both places. But it was a New Year's Eve dance. It was really good dance, really good performance. We really had a good time. And we were supposed to go to 1 o'clock in the morning, but we ended up jamming all the way to 2:30 in the morning. The crowd didn't want us to stop, yeah. So, like I said, that was one of that was a really good time. And so we were coming back, driving back, and the way we did this is the Pine Ridge is really far from the Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation. So what I did was I drove to where Daryl lives on the Crow Creek Sioux Reservation because we thought it's best to all travel together, yeah, because it's winter time. So I drove to Daryl's, dropped my car off there, and we loaded everything up there. Then we headed out to Pine Ridge, and we got there on time. Geez, it was kind of a snowstorm, but still, we made it on time. We set up really quick, and we, like I said, we performed. They fed us really good. We were jamming all the way till 2:30 in the morning. We didn't get on the road until 3 o'clock. And we were driving, out from Pine Ridge Reservation, and Willis was driving. Daryl was with his wife. They were sleeping in the back. The singer of this band, she never traveled with us. Yeah, she always traveled alone. She was a res diva. Anyway, so by this time we were known as Counting Coup. Okay, back to the story. We're driving, and maybe it was about half hour we left this dance and we're going back to the interstate. We're on our way to the interstate, but we're not there yet, so we're still on the reservation road. That lady who sang the country songs, she was on her own. Yeah, she drove by herself or was with somebody. And the rest of us, we were in the van. So Daryl was sleeping in the back, his wife was sleeping in the back, and so Willis was driving because Willis likes to drive at night, yeah. And I was sitting in the passenger seat up front, what some people call shotgun. Anyway, Willis said, go ahead and crash out if you want to. He said, I got my coffee here. I'm pretty wide awake. So it's no problem. So I said, okay. So I leaned back to the seat a little bit and we had the radio going, and then I was like in a half sleep, yeah? Like, I don't know, it was like I really calmed down. Then I was asleep and I dreamt that I was in the van. It's still the same situation. But this was a dream though, yeah? And I dreamt we came over a hill, and right over, as soon as you come down the hill, there was a deer standing there. And Willis was driving pretty quick. And in the dream, it looked like we were going to hit that deer. So I like, and I woke myself up, and Willis said, what's up? And what's wrong? I said, I looked up ahead and shit, there was that hill. I said, Willis, slow down. And what, why? I said, just believe me. I said, please slow down. Just slow down. And then he said, okay. So he slowed the van down. We slowly came up over that hill, and lo and behold, there was that deer. Exactly like it was in my dream. Yeah. And it scared the hell out of Willis because he wasn't expecting that, but he was driving slow enough to stop. And then the deer ran over. Yeah. And I was like, wow. And Willis said, Ease, how'd you do that? He said, well, go back to sleep again. Do that again. Okay, I said. Oh man, that was really cool. Yeah, kind of, ooh, scary. Twilight Zone-y there. But that, I really learned something from that. Yeah, that concerning tuning into the source, so to speak, and I could do a video on that later. But that's an example, yeah, of how things can be. And that was really special, yeah. And I was like, wow. Fortunately, we didn't have any more incidents like that. But man, we could have came over that hill fast, run into the deer. We could have ended up in the ditch. This was about 3:30 in the morning now. There's going to be no cars going by, and we probably would have been stuck for a long time before anybody would have driven by, because in Pine Ridge Reservation, they really have a shortage of police officers. So it's not like they have a lot of police cruising the res. Yeah. So we really lucked out there. But that was always a moment that really sticks out for me. Yeah, that we were able to avoid something like that thanks to dreaming. So anyway, it was really a good time. Yeah. So after that, we continued on. Yeah. What a interesting moment. Yeah. So, but like I said, this is some of the best times I've had in my life with this band, with these guys, with my brothers. And it's really good to think of them. It's good to remember these things, to relive them, because it's medicine. Yeah, it's medicine. This was all these wonderful experiences that I've had with them, that we've had together. It's really like medicine. And I'm very, very thankful that I got to experience this time with these two guys. Yeah, wonderful, two wonderful people. And unfortunately, the band couldn't continue because things got busy for people. There was really no time for performing, and plus my life was also getting busy too. We really could not schedule things where the three of us could perform together. They were able to perform together because they live close to each other. And I'm happy for that. Yeah, but I'm really happy for the time that I spent with them. And unfortunately, Willis died. And for that, I truly feel sad because he was a wonderful musician. He wrote some wonderful songs and was a great guy. Yeah, was a really good guy. But yeah, his life ended because of alcohol abuse. And I'm not even sure what happened. We stopped performing. I think the last time we performed was probably in 1997. And things got busy for the people in the band, and everybody was busy in their own lives. And yeah, we're always friends, but it's just that the band itself basically no longer existed. I know that Daryl and Willis had continued to play. I don't know if it was back with that country band or another country band or whatever. But I know that Willis had passed. I found out much later. In 1999, I became a Lakota language teacher and was really busy with that part of my life and my children were becoming older and I had to spend a lot of time with them, which I love. Then in 2004, I moved to Germany and I just fell out of contact with these guys. And of course, they were really busy in their lives too. And I started to look for them online and found a obituary for Willis, and then from what I can tell, that he died, and it sounds like alcohol abuse, because of alcoholism, and that's a really sad thing. I know that Willis got in an accident and he could no longer use his right hand. I mean, he could still do things, with his hand, but he couldn't play bass guitar anymore. His guitar playing and bass guitar playing days were over. So that was sad enough, yeah. And then I knew that before I left to Germany. That much I knew. But it was years later I learned that he had passed on. But I am grateful for the time that we've had together. It was a really big celebration. That's the way I see it. And I choose to remember Willis in a celebratory way. I honor him. I honor Daryl as well. As far as I know, he's still alive. Thank goodness. And like I said, this is, I spent some of the best times in my life with these guys in this band off stage and on stage. And I like thinking about these times. It's medicine. Yeah, it makes me feel good. And then I like to listen to the music that we recorded together. Now, in the description below, I'm going to put the links to the 6 songs that I recorded with Daryl and Willis. 3 songs were written by Willis and 3 songs were written by Daryl. I'm going to upload each song and I will put links to those songs. I'll put links to each song in the description under this video. After this video is over, please click this part that says show more. I think on the computer it says show more. And on a telephone, there's a little upside down triangle on the lower right side. I think you just touch that and the description opens up. And you'll see the links to the songs that we recorded. These are the studio versions of the songs. Anyway, these were special good times, yeah, good memories, and this is medicine. And I would like to leave you with another live recording that we did. Again, it's from this same wedding dance that we performed at on the Yankton Sioux Reservation. Just wanted to share some of my medicine with you. And I encourage you to think of times that you've had in your life too, where it was special and it made you feel good. You really had a good time during that time. I encourage you to think of those. Yeah, take some time and think of those kind of things because that's medicine. Good memories are good medicine. So with that, I hope you enjoy this song. We'll see you in the next video. Doksha Ake. And this is Willis singing. I can't stop loving you. I made up my mind. Living memories for such a lonely good time. I can't stop
To read more about Lakota Star Knowledge spirituality, you can read my book called Wichocha Otechike. You can see the book cover on the right side of this screen. This book contains the information to what I talk about on my Lakota spirituality videos. To purchase this book, please click below where it says Show More. Clicking on that link will open up the description below, and there you will see a link called To Purchase My Books. As you will see, it's an eBay link. Click on that eBay link, and there you will see the information to get this book. Lila Pila Mayelo. Thank you very much.